days since the famous Dempsey Tunney long count battle in Chicago 8 years before. Everyone's stunned by the fury of Lewis's attack.
What's happening, my friends? It's Cass Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Al Booger, Mike Mazik. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, The Box Storian. Today, boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's The Box Storian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone? Tuesday afternoon edition of Cass Sports, The Box Storian. Still early in this big week of boxing history we got coming at you. Got a very good one today. Very good one. We got boxers who won titles in 4 more weight classes. I got 16 of them. And since we're talking about these boxers that were so successful in the sport, after that I'm going to talk about some boxers that were unsuccessful, very unsuccessful in the sport. I got 11 boxers with the worst records ever. Okay, don't miss that. I got a guy who had 279 losses. That's the record. He had about 12 wins and 279 losses. I think he won his debut fight and then went 9 years before he won another fight. So don't miss that. I got with hundreds of losses. Okay. I think 279 is the record for the most losses, but don't miss that. We might get a few laughs out of that one. Yeah. All that's coming up today on Cash Sports, The Boxtorian. Welcome to everyone. Appreciate everyone rocking with me today. We already had a card this week. We had a card yesterday. I think it was like 3 fights on the card from Japan. Only the ones I get up for from Japan is the Monster. I was on here yesterday talking about the card was at night. Messed up again. The card had happened that morning. But we got more boxing coming up this weekend. Kim Tszyu is back in the ring. First time since that bloodbath against the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora, back in there Saturday. And next weekend is Jack Catterall and Regis. That should be a pretty good fight. This would be Regis' first action since he lost his title to Devin Haney. Finally getting back in there. He lost that like early 2023, wasn't it? No, was it 2023 or 2022? I can't remember, but I know it's been a while since Regis been in there. But he's getting back in there against Jack Catterall, pretty good fighter. This ex-Josh Taylor. Beat Josh Taylor twice, but he got robbed the first time. Okay. I don't buy that fight is too close to be a robbery. I don't care if it's a split decision. It can still be a robbery. So many people saying, oh, it was too close to be a robbery. I don't buy that shit. A robbery can be feeling 115, 113. Okay? Closeness has nothing to do with whether it's a robbery or not. And Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor, one was a robbery. Okay? That's just me. But yeah, Jack and Regis should be pretty good. Coming off of that big fight, great fight we had last weekend, this past weekend between Beterbiev and Bivol. And then the people that was running around talking about Beterbiev was going to destroy Natty, saying, oh, it didn't live up to the hype. I tried to tell him it wasn't going to be no destruction. But Natty said, oh, it didn't live up to the hype. It was a great fight. It lived up to all the hype. But, it just wasn't that destruction that everybody thought it was going to be. I knew Bivol had the skills to stand, to box his way through that thing and last 12 rounds, okay? And that's what he did. Now, you can't call that a robbery because that could have went either way. That was just a good fight, okay? The judges made their decision. But it does need a rematch. I mean, immediate. I'm not talking about like next summer sometime fight again. I'm talking about January, February, early next year. February at the latest. Get them two guys back in there, man, because that was a great fight. And, if it was back, we talked about the 80s yesterday. If this fight occurred in the 80s, the rematch might be signed already just a couple of days after the first fight. Know that the rematch might be already signed because that's how they wanted to smoke back then. 2 fighters got in there and duked it out. They had a competitive fight like that. They wanted the rematch. But nowadays, who knows? We might not even get a rematch. Look at Katie Taylor and was it Chantel Cameron? Or Michaela Mayer? One of those two. She fought the. They had the 2 fights last year back to back, and both were majority decisions. Both were each other's only loss, and they just walked away from it. That fight had trilogy written all over, but they just walked away. It's how they do it nowadays. But yeah, we love it. We can complain, but we love it. And this weekend, Tim Tszyu back in the ring. And then we got I think O'Shaquie and Conceição supposed to get it on again. O'Shaquie said they don't even have to assign judges this time because he said it is not, Conceição is not going to see the 12th round. Okay. Shaq said he is not leaving it up to the judges. But salute everybody. How's everyone today? It's Tuesday. Birthday. Had a good birthday yesterday. Miss Cass treated me very nicely. Had a great time. Yeah. And it's on to the next one. Right? Another year to go. I seen a Christmas commercial last night. I was like, what? It's not even Halloween yet, man. Yeah, I actually saw a Christmas commercial last night. Right? Come on, man. Let Halloween and Thanksgiving and all that stuff get past. They're in a hurry to get people spending their money. They ain't gonna get me though, but that's all it is. But yeah, I got a very good show for you today. Real Prison Talk with Tommy in the building. We're gonna get a few laughs when I get to that part about the fighters with the most losses. Yeah, a guy actually had 279 losses, right? He won his debut fight. Then he didn't win again for 9 years. So yeah, after we talk about these fighters that won in 4 more weight divisions, we're going to talk about some unsuccessful boxers. Yeah, I got a couple guys who had hundreds of losses. Like 12 and 200. Yeah, 112 lost 200 and something. One guy was so bad, they actually revoked his boxing license. Now that's bad. He was so bad, they actually revoked his boxing license, took his license from him. They're like, man, you don't even need to get in there anymore. They might have been the guy, the 12 and 279 guy. I got guys like 2 and 52. We're going to get into that later. Let's salute Real Prison Talk with Tommy, another fire channel. Always dropping fire videos. First child coming soon. I think it's a couple months or something like that. December, yeah. Congratulations to Coach. Good to see you in the building today. We're going to get started in about 10 minutes. Haven't seen Lonnie Lee in a minute. But Thomas Hill said his work hours had changed, and yeah. It was a pretty good show in the 80s yesterday. Yeah, one of the greatest decades ever. We went over some fights and fighters from the 80s. We had that the best 3 rounds ever in the 80s. Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns. 3-round fight, one fight of the year. 85. And that was the same year where Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks had their classic 15-round fight, right? That could have been fight of the year. But that 3-round fight between Hagler and Hearns won over that. And Hector Camacho and Jose Luis Ramirez had a good 12-round fight that year. But that 3-round fight took it. And they won round of the year. First round was round of the year. Hearns broke his hand in that first round. And a lot of people say Hearns fought the wrong fight, but he tried to move and stick and move, but Hagler wouldn't let him. Hagler just cut the ring off and stayed in his chest. And wouldn't let Hearns box, and Hearns just had to start slugging it out because he couldn't. Hagler cut the ring off and stopped his movement in boxing. So Hearns had to stand in and throw hands with him, had to stand there and slug it out, and just couldn't do it. And then he opened up their cut on Hagler, and they stopped it in the, I think it might have been the second round that had the doctor check it. So Hagler just went crazy after that, with the fight being in danger of being stopped because of that cut. He just went crazy. And Tommy was done. One of those knockdowns where you go down in slow motion. And Richard Steele, the referee, had to help him partway to his corner before his team could get in there and get him. Yeah, the referee had to, he actually got up, but he was looking bad. And Richard Steele stopped it, and he had to help Hearns partway to his corner before his team could, because Hearns was getting ready to go back down. He should have just stayed there. Because, and that was a classic. The greatest 3 rounds ever in the history of the sport. And tomorrow, I'm not sure about tomorrow yet. Maybe I will get something out of the chat. We didn't have fantasy matches Monday this week. That will continue next week with Manny Pacquiao. But Thursday is boxing in the States continues with Maryland. Yep. History of boxing in Maryland. Some significant events that occurred concerning boxing in Maryland, and some boxers from Maryland, like Sugar Ray, Anzette Monster from Baltimore, Maryland, Gervonta Tank Davis, Melanie Queen 27 in the building. Yeah, it was what's the guy's name? Cut Creator. I kept saying Cal Coolidge, but it was Cut Creator that won that air fryer. Both 2 C's, Cal Coolidge, Cut Creator. That's how I got it mixed up. But guess what? Michael Garner, he won. Senior is taking him the headphones, and he won the Apple 10th generation iPad, and it's on the way. He's supposed to get it tomorrow, but we still don't have an address on Cut Creator yet. I sent him emailed him the dollar. Cash apped him the dollar, requesting his address, gave my email, but we don't have his address yet. So come on, Cut Creator. Do you want your prize? I can use the air fryer now. We don't have an address on Cut Creator yet. If anybody got any kind of way to get in touch with Cut Creator, Rodney Carter, tell him we need his address so he can get his prize, man. Michael Garner is getting his tomorrow. Okay? He won the headphones and the Apple 10th generation iPad and has a delivery date of October 16th. But Cut Creator has not gave up the address yet. So, if he doesn't have it, it's not us. We got to have somewhere to send it to, So, yeah, we really tried to get it to the person that first week, this week, but, got to have an address. I don't have ESPN. Not ESP. I don't have ESPN where I can just figure out the address, but we'll get it eventually. Lucky it ain't those headphones, because I would be using them bad boys. Yeah, but Senior is supposed to, I think he's hand delivering them to Michael Garner, because Michael Garner. Did he? Email? Okay. Thank you, Melanie Queen 27. Oh, Jay probably texted it. I was checking the email for Cut. Okay. It will go out as soon as I get off of here. Thank you, Melanie Queen 27. So he still should get it this week. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, his air fryer will be on the way. Appreciate you, Melanie Queen 27. Yeah, I was looking in the email, because we had the way we do it is we cash app that dollar and request it through the email, but Jay probably texted. So, okay. Good. My mind is at ease, because I really want this guy to get his prize, because he won it, We try to get it to him that first week, Okay, text it, yeah. It will be on the way at 4:01. As fast as I can type and set it up. So that's great news. And we're on to the next one. I heard the next one is supposed to be cash money, man. Yeah. I might just have to get out of the JBT for a couple months and get in the cash money one. Then after I win the cash, I'll get back into JBT. Mrs. Just Do Boxing in the building. Salute, Mrs. Just Do. How are you today? Peace and blessings back to you. Salute. Good to see you. Mrs. Just Do Boxing in the building from the Just Do family. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Talking about boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. I got 16 of them. But stick around, because after that, we're going to get some laughs. I got some boxers. We're going to talk about these very successful boxers that won titles in all these weight divisions. Then we're going to talk about some very unsuccessful boxers. I got 11 boxers with the worst records in history. I got a guy that lost 279 fights. 12 and 279. That was his record. Okay? And one guy was 2-53, right? He was 1-53, and they said he was the worst boxer ever out of Great Britain. So he wins his second fight and start talking trash. Say, all y'all people that said I was the worst got to eat your words. Now he's 2-53, so now he says he's going to take over the division. But yeah, that should be fun. Got about 11 of them, man, and wait till you hear these records. It's crazy. Yeah, but that's all coming up today. And Friday, the profile this week is the life and career of Pernell Whitaker. That's Friday. Don't miss that. We close the week off with the profile. Let's talk fashion. Let's talk fashion, man. I'm gonna have to call you on Sundays and get the time on that meeting. Because I keep missing it because I don't know what time it starts. So I'm gonna start calling you about 9 o'clock Sunday morning and personally get the time. But salute, let's talk fashion. Hashtag JBT in the building. How's everybody today? It's Tuesday, still early in the week. Got a whole big week of boxing history in front of us. Big week of boxing history. Because if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Is that the regular time now? Okay. Because we done had it like 32 different times so far. Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk fashion. Okay. 11 a.m. Because I'd have missed about 6 in a row. But wait till you see these beautiful pictures today. You're going to have to comment on them, man. They are beautiful. Every one of them. Now, Tommy Hearns was a little offline, but I'm going to fix it. I got some plans when I get to him. Watch. But yeah, let's get ready to get started, though. And where's Lonnie Lee? I think I saw him in Just Do yesterday. But yeah, T. Hill did say his hours changed. So yeah, he was here every day. Every show I ever gave till about 2 weeks ago. But some jobs you can't sit up at work with that earpiece in there. Some jobs don't play that. I don't have no job now. Okay. You'll wake up super early in the morning though. But that'll change eventually, That body clock get right, get used to sleeping till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Had a great birthday yesterday. Miss Cass really treated me good. Had some people come over. Got a lot of money, man. That's the best present of all, cash. Because you can go out and buy what you want, Instead of people buying you a present, just give me cash. And then I can go out and buy what I want with it, right? So cash is definitely the best prize of them all. Yeah. So what's the next? We got Tim Zoo this weekend, and then we got Shaq. No. Regis and Jack Catterall next weekend. I think Regis should take that one. Father Time, I think Regis is only about 34, so he got a few more years. But I want them to get that Beterbiev and Bivol rematch soon. Because, Bivol will be 40 next year. Or late this year, I'm not sure. And Father Time might show up at any time on him, And then people will have a built-in excuse if they wait till he's 40. Oh, Bivol aged them out. So, get it back on by like February, January, February. Maybe you can put it on the, is that too early? But that's a main event. I was saying make it the co-main for Fury and Usyk on the next Riyadh season. That's the next one, right? The big heavyweight showdown, Fury and Usyk. Yeah, in December. We got O'Shaki and Conceição rematch coming up. They robbed O'Shaki. Yeah, but O'Shaki said this time no judges will be needed. No judges. Conceição won't see round 12. Yeah, let's talk fashion. Is season 3 starts October 22nd. So that'll be next Wednesday. Right? No, Remo. The 22nd is on a Tuesday. I thought you did your show on Wednesday. Because today is the 15th. Yeah, you mean October 23rd, Remo? 22nd is on a Tuesday. Today is the 15th, right? Today is Tuesday. 15 plus 7 is 22. Yeah. But anyway, it's next week. Let's talk fashion. We'll be back next week with season 3. Season 2 ended with a bang last week. Yeah. Fire. So we just missed 1 week. That's all. And I'm sure it will come back with some more fire episodes in the third season already. Wow. This is season 3? Damn. Time is flying. Yeah, but let's talk fashion. That's our fashion show. Is it fashion or is it clashing? You know, it's just like a blend of fashion, sports, entertainment, and life. So let's get ready to start with Cash Sports today. Boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. And then after that, we're going to look at some boxers with the worst records, you know. Got guys with hundreds of losses. I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it myself until I saw it. And I was like, wow, I thought it was some kind of prank at first. Doc Kent in the building. Not Clark Kent, Doc Kent. Okay, in the building. What's up, Doc Kent? Salute. Yeah, Bivol is younger. I think Bivol is like about 5 or 6 years younger. Bivol is like 34, right? Yeah. I might have got it mixed up. I meant Bivol will be, Beterbiev will be 40 next year. Right. I think Bivol is 34. Yeah, I probably got my words mixed up. I turned 65 yesterday, man. I'm 6.5 decades old, so, you know, cut me some slack there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Doc Kent. Yeah. Bivol is younger. By like 5 years. Beterbiev will be 40. It's either late this year or early next year. That's why I want the rematch to happen because, you know, I don't want him to be 40 in there because Father Time might be in there too for that next one, man. Because, you know, and then chasing down an elusive fighter like Bivol. But yeah, Beterbiev, that pressure, man, it was just too much. And Bivol just, you know, he's really slowed down in those championship rounds. And it was due to that pressure. Bivol just, and he really shut his offense down in the championship rounds. Bivol couldn't even go because he was worried about what was coming back. He was very hesitant in those last few rounds. And that's what cost him the fight, the championship rounds. And a lot of people thought Beterbiev couldn't get a decision, but he did it. Yeah, great fight. And I think the rematch will be just as good. Similar decision. People never learn. The same people that was calling destruction now, they said, I think he'll knock him out in the second fight. When will they learn? Did they watch the fight? It'll be the same type of fight, okay? Bivol just said a little more movement. I think he meant late because he moved pretty well through the middle rounds, but when it got late in those championship rounds, Beterbiev really ratcheted up that pressure and Bivol's offense was very limited because he was worried about what was coming back. And he got a great poker face because I know he was hurt a couple times, but he didn't show it. But yeah. And he made Beterbiev do the two-step a couple times too there. It wasn't all one-way traffic, but a great fight, I thought. I don't understand people that's saying it didn't live up to the hype. But those are the people that called for the destructive knockout. It didn't live up to their hype. But the fight was great, man. It was great. But I still think Virgil Ortiz and what's the guy named before? Boachuk is still fight of the year right now. Right over Beterbiev and Bivol. It wasn't that damn good. But 116, 112 was ridiculous. Now that ain't even a wide score, but it was too wide for that fight. 115, 113 was perfect. Either way, all three judges. But let's go with today's show. Okay. Boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight classes. And these are some beautiful images today. Watch. Okay. I don't get to take my break anymore and play the commercial because the raffle is over. Hurry up and get that next raffle started. That was my little break where I take my little drink and go to the bathroom Yeah, I was going to the bathroom during the commercial, but damn, it's over. So, but it's all good. Yeah, I got 16 boxers that won in 4 weight divisions. So let's go. Okay, see all those belts up there? That's some of the belts they won. Okay. Now, winning multiple world. Let me see if anybody come in. Jarrell Hattie. Salute, Jarrell Hattie. How are you today? Good to see you, Jarrell. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun because, man, when I get to that segment about the most losses, we're gonna get some laughs out of that, man. That guy was 12 and 275. 12 wins, 275 losses. One guy was so bad, like I told you, they actually revoked his boxing license. You know, it was like, man, you're gonna get hurt in it. They took his license from him. He wouldn't give up. He had 100 and something losses, like 5 wins. He wouldn't give up, so they revoked his license. You know, if that bad, man, you should just give it up. I mean, you can't beat anybody. But winning multiple world titles in boxing was a little harder several decades ago, as there were just 8 different weight divisions in the sport. Today, there are 18 weight classes, mainly due to the introduction of junior and super divisions, as well as the cruiserweight class. Now, some 4 division champions have achieved the feat by gaining just 10 pounds, right, between weight classes, while others have had to bulk up by at least 40 pounds. And the list today consists of the top 16 boxers to win at least 4 major or lineal championships in different weight classes throughout their careers. Now, the major world titles we going by are the WBA, WBC, IBF, and the WBO, because there are several other boxers to win 4 more in different weight classes, but these include fringe titles like IBO, WBF, WBO, WBU. You know, it's got to be WBA, WBC, IBF, or WBO. Now, before we start, let's look at the weight classes real quick, just to review real fast, okay? It's going to take about a minute. Look at the weight classes. We got junior minimum weight is 102 pounds. Minimum weight is 105 pounds. We got junior flyweight, 108. Flyweight is 112. Super flyweight is 115. Bantamweight is 118. Super bantamweight is 122. Featherweight, 126. Super featherweight, 130. Lightweight, 135. Super lightweight, 140. Welterweight, 147. Super welterweight, 154. Middleweight, 160. Super middleweight, 168. Light heavyweight is 175. Cruiserweight, 200. And heavyweight is unlimited. Okay? So let's look at this. Let's look at these guys, man. Okay? Fighters that won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. Where's the cursor? Oh, there it is. You may mess my slide display up. First is Leo Gomez. Okay, there's Leo. Ain't that beautiful? There's Leo. Leo Gomez. Okay, he's first. Now, Leo Gomez is probably the least known boxer on this list today. You know, he's a native of Venezuela, but he's not that known because he fought in the lower weight classes. You know, a lot of guys fought down there. Like Ricardo Lopez won. He was champion almost an entire decade, matched Joe Louis, except for a few months he vacated. And nobody knows him, barely. If he did that like 147 or something, he would be a household name. But yeah, Gomez was like that. He fought in the lower weight classes. Now, Gomez won 4 WBA world titles in total at minimum weight, light flyweight, and super flyweight. Now, Gomez's 4 titles were separated by just 10 pounds, right? But that was about 10% of his body weight. Now, he fought from 1985 to 2005. And he retired with a record of 35 wins, 12 losses, 1 draw, with 26 knockouts. But 6 of his losses came in his last 9 fights. Probably should have got out a little sooner, I guess. That's what that sounds like. Okay, so factors. Was the IBO more respected on the East Coast? Because growing up, I used to hear it often. I think Zad was IBO champ at some point too. I believe what it was, let's talk fashion. Back around that time, it was more respectable. You know, it's lost some respectability over the years. It might not exactly be the East Coast. It's probably the time frame, you know. Yeah, that's what I think it is. But I will check that out and let you know. But I think it's the time. It's lost a lot of respectability over the years. Yeah. Now, Gomez was 35 wins, 12 losses, 1 draw, with 26 knockouts. Like I said, 6 of his losses came in his last 9 fights. Now, Gomez became the first flyweight boxer in history to win titles in 4 different weight classes. Now, he attempted to make it 5, but he was beaten by WBA champion Johnny Bredhall by unanimous decision when he tried to win a bantamweight crown in 2002. So he didn't get 5, but 4 is still incredible. Got it in 4 weight classes. And what was the thing? I got it. Leo Gomez. Okay. Next is Jorge Arce. Go slow, Cass. Don't mess your beautiful slide display up. There's Jorge. Jorge Arce is next. There's Jorge with 4 of his belts. But some of those are minor because back when they didn't even have 4 belts. I don't think he was in the 4 belt era. Now, Mexico's Jorge Arce was another 4-time world champion in the lighter divisions. He won WBO world belts as a light flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, and super bantamweight. He was also the lineal light flyweight champion and the interim WBC flyweight champion. Now, Arce's titles were spread out over 14 pounds. He was the second Mexican to win championships in 4 different divisions after Erik Morales. Now, Arce fought from 1996 to 2014. And he was a 5-time world champion in total, winning the light flyweight title when he was just 19 years old. But he in 4 divisions. He had 5 titles in 4 divisions. And Arce also tried to win a 5th belt, but he was stopped by Johnny Gonzalez in the 11th round when he took a shot for the WBC featherweight championship in 2014. And he retired after that fight with a record of 64 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws, 49 knockouts, and 1 no contest. Oh, man. Jorge Arce. Okay. Next is AB. Yeah, AB was in the 4. I think AB had 4. Yeah. Adrian Broner. Yep. Adrian the Problem Broner of Cincinnati, Ohio. Right? He won world titles in 4 weight divisions. Right? He achieved defeat in 2015. He became the 2nd youngest boxer to do it at age 25, behind Oscar De La Hoya, who was 24. Broner won the WBO super featherweight, WBC lightweight, WBA super lightweight, and WBA welterweight titles. Yep. Just Do Boxing is in the building. What's up, Just Do? Coming up at 4 p.m. That's what I'm warming you up for. The Voice. Today, Just Do, we are talking about, what are we talking about? Boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. I knew, I'm just messing with y'all. 65 ain't that old. Okay, salute Just Do Boxing. Yeah, AB had 4 though. And there was a 17-pound weight gap between AB's championships, and he won them all in a span of just under 4 years. And AB turned pro in 2008, right? And he retired with a record of, I got his record somewhere. There's AB. 35. Well, he's not retired. He's still active. So his current record is 35 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 24 knockouts. As often as AB fight now, he might as well be retired. You know? Yes. I think he just lost to Conor Benn. No. What was the guy named? Blair Cobb? The last one he fought? Yeah, I believe it was Blair Cobb. Yeah, but AB got 4 different divisions. The problem. He used to be a problem too. Oh, what the hell is going on, man? Here we go. I'm just trying to mess my slide display up. Next is Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez. Chocolatito, okay? Roman Gonzalez. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is still considered, well, not anymore, but, you know, a few years ago, he was still considered one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world. And that was after he lost his super flyweight title. And it was a controversial decision. He lost to his sister Cat Sorongvasal, right? He's from Nicaragua, and he won titles of the WBA minimum weight, WBC light flyweight, and super flyweight. And Chocolatito turned pro in 2005, right? And he was 46-0 with 38 knockouts when he was upset by Rongvasal, okay? And Chocolatito is the first boxer from Nicaragua to win titles in 4 weight divisions. As his idol, the late Alexis Arguello won 3 different weight classes. And Arguello tried twice against Pryor to get 4, but he just couldn't get over the hump. So Chocolatito got it done. Yep. Roman. And Chocolatito retired. Well, he's not retired either because he just fought this year. But the way these guys fighting once every 2 years, because before that it was like 2022. Remember the trilogy with Ron Francisco? But his current record is 52 wins, 4 losses, 42 knockouts. Chocolatito is in the club. Mm-hmm. Yep. Next we have Nonito Donaire. Yeah, he's in the club. I think he got about 4. Nonito. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ray Patterson in the building. Straight out of New Jersey. What's up, RP? Yeah, you're right. Let's talk fashion. AB had all the potential in the world, man, to be one of the all-time greats. But he just, and still got drinking problems. Mm-hmm. I think he with Don King now, but yeah. I think Don King promoted was it Blair Cobb, right? That last fight they had. Yeah, but then he's still not fighting enough, I don't think. But Nonito Donaire, yeah, he's in the club. The Filipino Flash. Now he's destined to always live in the shadow of fellow Filipino Manny Pacquiao, right? And Donaire was mostly based in the USA for most of his career, right? Now he won the IBF flyweight title, the WBC bantamweight title, WBO and lineal super bantamweight, and WBA featherweight titles, 4 divisions, between 2007 and 2014. And there was a 14-pound weight differential between Donaire's titles. And he also beat fellow 4-weight champion Jorge Arce by a 3rd-round knockout in 2012, right? And his record is currently, because he's still fighting too. Don't fight that often, but he's still fighting. And Donaire is 42-8 with 28 knockouts currently. Nonito Donaire. Okay, we are talking about fighters with 4 or more wins and 4 world titles in 4 or more divisions. Let's go to the next one. Okay. And the next 2, when I get to them, it's a shame they never fought. See this one, Miguel Cotto. Is Miguel. He's in the club. He's the one and only Puerto Rican boxer to win belts in 4 different weight classes. Miguel Cotto. He turned pro way back in 2001. And he was in the 2000 Olympics, right? And he's won the following titles: WBO super lightweight, WBA welterweight, WBA super welterweight, and the WBC and lineal middleweight. Wide range. He went from super lightweight all the way to middleweight. Four division champion. And he achieved the feat between 2004 and 2014 with a weight differential of 20 pounds. 20 pounds. Yep. And he's retired, okay? And he retired with a record of Miguel Cotto. 41 wins, 6 losses, 33 knockouts. Now this next guy, it's a shame Cotto and him never fought. Juan Manuel Marquez, that would have been a great fight. Miguel Cotto and Juan Manuel Marquez, wow, we never got that one. I think they were in talks one time though, but the weight, they had a big discrepancy about what weight it would be at. Okay, Marquez was smaller, and he wanted it. I don't know what exact what the discrepancy was, but yeah, the weight kept them from fighting. Yeah, Marquez was smaller than Cotto, but they fought in some of the same weight divisions, but yeah, they couldn't get it together. But Juan Manuel Marquez, yep. He went all the way to he was 43, you know, when he retired, I think. And he went 82-4 as an amateur. And he's been a WBA, IBF featherweight, WBC super featherweight, lineal WBA and WBO lightweight, and WBO super lightweight champion, 4 divisions. And he won his titles between 2003 and 2012 with a weight differential of 14 pounds. And he was the 3rd Mexican to achieve the feat, 4 divisions, after Erik Morales and Jorge Arce, both on this list. I don't think we got to Erik yet, but yeah. Erik Morales and Jorge Arce did it before Marquez. And Marquez won a total of 7 world championships. And he's well known for those 4 fights against Manny Pacquiao, as well as his battle with Floyd Mayweather Jr., Marco Antonio Barrera, Joel Casamayor, Timothy Bradley, and Orlando Salido. And Marquez retired with a record of 56 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, 40 knockouts, 64 fights for Juan Manuel. It's a shame we didn't get him in Cotto though, because that would have been legendary. We would still be talking about that today. Next is Erik Morales. Just talking about him. There's Erik. Now, Erik was the first Mexican boxer to win world championships in 4 weight divisions before Oscar did it. It was the great Erik Morales. He achieved the feat between 1997 and 2011. Now, Oscar won 6 altogether, but Erik got the 4 first. And he won the WBC super bantamweight, featherweight, I think Oscar might have been before him. But see, they classify Oscar as American. So yeah, Erik was the first Mexican. Yeah, that's what it was. Because Oscar definitely got 4 before him. Oscar had 6 by the time he got 4. But first Mexican, because they call Oscar as American, okay? But he won the WBC super bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight, and super lightweight titles, all WBC. 16-pound differential between all his titles. And he also won the IBF super featherweight crown. And so he had 5, okay? And he managed to beat 15 world champions during his career from 1993 to 2012. And he retired with a record of 52 wins, 9 losses, 36 knockouts. And 8 of his 9 losses came in his last 13 fights, right? And he fought trilogies with Manny Pacquiao and Marco Antonio Barrera. And he also met the likes of Danny Garcia, Jesus Chavez, and Marcos Maidana. Morales is rightly regarded as one of the finest and most exciting Mexicans in boxing history. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and more in the building. Salute, Bruce Gas. Today we are talking about 4 boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. I got 16 of them. Always miss somebody. But yeah, I got 16 of them. I think I got them covered for the most part. But we still got more to go. But salute Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Okay. Everybody hitting the appreciation button. Yeah, I guess so. 50 likes. No, just kidding. They looking good though. Okay. Yeah. Who was the last one? Is that Eric Morales? Okay. So next is who's next? I better slow down. Pernell Whitaker. There he is, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea is next. I think Sweet Pea had 4. I think he had 4. But let's find out. Oh man, I done messed. Bear with me for a minute. My big fingers, man. Go right back to it. Yeah. Bear with me for a minute. I done lost my sight. But I'll be right back. Pernell Whitaker. They're arguing about now. My wife and my daughter argue every day. You know how 2 people is just alike? Okay, Pernell Whitaker is next. My big finger hit the button and I wiped out everything. But how's everybody? It's early in this week of boxing history. We got 3 big days to go. Maybe I'll still get something in the chat for tomorrow, but I'll come up with something. We missed fantasy matchups Monday this week. There's Pernell Whitaker. Okay. Pernell Whitaker. I think he had 4. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker was a gold medal winner in the 1984 Olympics. And then he fought professionally from 1984 to 2001. 17-year career for Sweet Pea. He had a fine record of 40 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 1 no contest, and 17 knockouts. And he went 201-13 as an amateur with 91 knockouts. Sweet Pea won his world titles at WBA, IBF, WBC, and linear lightweight. Okay, IBF super lightweight, WBC and linear welterweight, and WBA super welterweight. I did not know Sweet Pea went all the way to 154, but he had 4. Yeah. And his titles came between 1989 and 1995. He had 19-pound differential between all his classes. And Sweet Pea's power definitely did not travel with him from amateur to pro. But he was widely regarded as an excellent defensive fighter with smooth as silk skills. And he took on the likes of Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Buddy McGirt, Julio Cesar Chavez, Greg Hargan, and Azuma Nelson. Yeah, he got a fire resume, Sweet Pea does. Yeah. Okay. Next is the Golden Boy. Is the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And don't forget, after this, we talking about all these good successful boxers winning all these weight classes. We got some of the most unsuccessful boxers. We got 11 boxers with the worst records in boxing history. The record for most losses is 279. You actually believe somebody lost that many? Like I told you, one guy lost so many fights. His win-to-loss ratio was so bad. They revoked his license. Told him, man, you won't give it up, so we taking your license. It was that bad. But we're going to talk about it in a minute. But Oscar De La Hoya is next. Now, Oscar was the youngest fighter to win 4 different world titles, right? From Los Angeles, California. His 4th title came at 24 years old when he beat Pernell Whitaker for the WBC and linear welterweight titles in 1997. Yeah, he won the WBC super featherweight crown in 1994. He added the WBO lightweight title in 1995 and the WBC and linear superweight titles in 1996. But Oscar wasn't finished. He would go on to win the WBC and linear super welterweight titles, as well as the WBC and linear middleweight titles. in 6 different divisions by 2004. And in total, Oscar won 16 world championships in 6 weight classes. And he met fellow 4-time champs Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. along the way. Oscar, who's known as the Golden Boy, he turned pro in 1992 after winning a gold medal as a lightweight at that year's Olympics. Barcelona, Spain, wasn't it? And he fought until 2009, finished his career with a record of 39 wins, 6 losses, 30 knockouts. And 4 of his losses came in his last 7 fights. Yep. The Golden Boy. 6. 6 world titles for Oscar. We go back a ways. The Hands of Stone. Roberto Duran. There's him and Sugar Ray. Yep. Roberto Duran. Known as Manos de Piedra in Spanish and Hands of Stone in English. The legendary Roberto Duran of Panama would lose to 4 division champions Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, 5 divisions. But he also beat Leonard on his way, but they was 4 at that time. No, not really. Yeah, I don't know. But he lost to Hearns and Leonard. And he also beat Leonard on his way. We're going to cover Leonard and Hearns. On his way to 4 different world titles. Duran managed to capture the WBA, WBC, and lineal lightweight. Yeah, he was a terror at lightweight, undisputed. WBC and lineal welterweight, WBA, super welterweight, and WBC middleweight titles. He might have won 2 more weight divisions, but lost in attempts to win a super middleweight title and basically skipped over the super lightweight division. Yeah, he went from lightweight to welterweight to challenge Sugar Ray. He did have a couple tune-ups at welterweight, but yeah, he never fought at 140. Because at that time, Aaron Pryor was at 140. That would have been a fight. Roberto Duran and Aaron Pryor. But Duran did win a minor NBA title at super middleweight. No, we're not counting that, though. Duran fought professionally from 1968 to 2001, 33 years. And he's only the 2nd boxer besides Jack Johnson to compete in 5 different decades, okay? And he lost on the world's best. He took on the world's best with a record of 103 wins, 16 losses with 70 knockouts. He had 119 wins. That's an old school. People wasn't fighting nowhere near that in his era. That's back then, Sugar Ray, Henry Armstrong, Joe Louis era, fighting those kind of fights. And Duran, you could drop him in any era and he would dominate. The Hands of Stone. Roberto Duran. Legendary. Okay, let's move on. 3 o'clock, wow. Okay, we're gonna get it in. Roy Jones Jr. is in the club. Okay. So I gotta keep track of the chat, yeah. Roy Jones Jr. is in the club. Look like I might have some Voyagers in here today, man. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. Now, those with less determination than Roy Jones Jr. may not have succeeded as a professional boxer after being clearly robbed of the gold medal at the Olympics. Yeah, the guy he beat, you know, when they standing on the stand and they had a champ in the middle and the gold and silver and bronze on the side, the gold medal guy pulled Roy up there with him because he know Roy beat him. Yeah, big time robbery, right? But Jones carried on though, and he fought for I don't know how many years. He fought for a whole lot of years, right? And because he finished his career with I'm gonna tell you his classes in a minute. Roy had like 70-something fights, 66 and 10, 47 knockouts, right? And he's a 6-time world champion in 4 different weight divisions. He won the IBF middleweight, IBF super middleweight, WBA, IBF, and WBC light heavyweight. And guess what? WBA heavyweight titles between 1993 and 2003. He's only the 2nd person to go from middleweight to heavyweight, win both of those titles. The last one was a guy back in like the 1800s to do that. Bob McKinnon, Bob something. I would have to look it up. Okay. Now, yeah. And he won those titles between 1993 and 2003 with 40 pounds differential between the weight classes he went through. In fact, Jones is the only boxer ever, no, he's the second one, to win a title. Oh, yeah, he's the only one ever from junior middleweight, yeah, to begin his career at junior middleweight and eventually win a heavyweight championship because the other guy in the 1800 was at middleweight. He was also the first middleweight champion to win a heavyweight type belt in 106 years because the last guy was in the 1800s, right? And he also won a title at cruiserweight, but it was the minor WBU version, right? Yeah, so we don't count that. Just WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO. And like I told you, Roy retired with 76 fights, 66 wins, 10 losses, 47 knockouts. Of course, Sugar Ray Leonard makes the cut. Sugar Ray Leonard makes the cut. There he is, Sugar Ray Leonard. He was the 1976 super lightweight Olympic gold medalist. He was born in Wilmington, North Carolina, but he grew up in Palmer Park, Maryland. He'll be a part of the show Thursday when the boxing in the States comes to the state of Maryland. Thursday, yeah. Sugar Ray Leonard, that monster from Baltimore, Gervonta Tank Davis. And Leonard went on to win world championships in 5 different weight classes. He fought as a professional from 1977 to 1997. Stayed too long. With a record of, his last fight was the first time he ever got stopped, Hector Camacho. See? He had a record of 36 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 25 knockouts. 2 of his losses and the draw came in his last 4 fights. Like I said, he stayed too long. Leonard fought 2 other members on this list, as he won and lost against Roberto Duran, and he won and had a draw against Tommy Hearns. He also beat greats such as Marvin Hagler. Never beat Hagler. That was a robbery. That was a split decision robbery. Like I told you, split decision can be a robbery. That was a robbery. Hagler and Leonard. And Leonard knew it. That's why he retired. And when Hagler got tired of waiting after 14 months, Sugar Ray came back a month later. Textbook definition of a duck. And Wilfredo Benitez, right? He beat Wilfredo. Leonard won the WBA, WBC, welterweight, WBA super middleweight, WBC middleweight, and super middleweight, and light heavyweight titles between 1979 and 1988, with a 28-pound weight differential between the classes he went to. He was also the lineal welterweight, super welterweight, and middleweight champions at one time. So he was lineal in 3 different divisions. Yep. Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. Next is the Hitman. Got a couple more. Then we're gonna get to these guys with all these losses. The Hitman Thomas Hearns. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is the one I messed up on. I gotta fix this. Okay, what are you doing? Yeah, the Hitman Thomas Hearns is next. Yeah, and Hearns was the first 5-division champion, by the way. Yes, he was. Before Sugar Ray, Floyd, Oscar, Manny, all of them. Hearns was the first 5-division world champion. Thomas Hearns, nicknamed both the Hitman and the Motor City Cobra, was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but his career played out of the famous Kronk Gym in Detroit. And Hearns fought professionally from 1977 to 2006, and he compiled a record of 61 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, with 48 knockouts. He won world titles in 5 different weight classes between 1980 and 1988, as he captured the WBA welterweight, WBA super welterweight, WBC middleweight, WBO super middleweight, and the WBC light heavyweight titles. And he had 28 pounds between divisions. He was the first boxer to win titles in 4, and then the first boxer to win titles in 5 divisions. And he also won the minor WBU and IBO titles at cruiserweight. That's what Remo was asking about. Yeah, but I think it's IBO got less respect as time went past Remo. But I'm gonna check on it for you. Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard won their titles in the same divisions, but Hearns went straight from junior middleweight to light heavyweight champion before coming back down in weight to win middleweight and super middleweight crown after Hagler left. Hearns lost and had a draw to Leonard and destroyed Roberto Duran when he met fellow 4-time champs. Okay? The hitman Thomas Hearns. Couple more to go. Next is Floyd Mayweather Jr. There's Floyd Mayweather Jr. He went right with you. I better stop before this whole thing go out. Better put my ring back. Hearns was kind of slanted. That's why I put the dark background. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is next. I think he had 5, right? Yeah. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, when it comes to major world titles in boxing, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. of Grand Rapids, Michigan, has racked up 5 of them, right? Mayweather turned pro in 1996 after winning a bronze medal as a featherweight at the Olympics that year. And Floyd was clearly cheated because when the announcer was calling the winner in the Olympics, the referee started to raise Floyd's hand. Now, who would know better who won than the referee? Yeah, and they said, and the winner is, and the referee was taking Floyd's hand up. Yep, clearly cheated. But Mayweather has taken on the cream of the crop in his era, right? Ended up 50-0, 26 knockouts, right? And he won the Lineal and WBC Super Featherweight, Lineal and WBC Lightweight, WBC Super Lightweight, IBF WBC and Lineal Welterweight, and WBC and Lineal Super Welterweight championships. I think that's when he took from Oscar. He achieved this feat between 1998 and 2007, 24-pound differential. And he has beaten both Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya. And of course, Floyd ended up 50-0, 26 knockouts, right? I believe he had 26. Yeah, don't miss it. Hang around because y'all want to hear this. 27 knockouts. List of the boxers with the most losses in boxing history. And finally, your Manny is last because, he had 8. So he had to be last. Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao Jr. is coming through the amateurs right now. So far, there's been just one man in history to win world titles in 8 different divisions, and that's Manny Pacquiao. Amanda Serrano got 7, and she is still active. And Pacquiao's from the Philippines, and he won titles between 112 and 154 pounds for a weight differential of 42 pounds. Incredible. And he could have won belts in 10 divisions, but he skipped over super flyweight and bantamweight classes. And he's been a WBC and lineal flyweight, IBF super bantamweight, lineal featherweight, WBC and lineal super featherweight, WBC lightweight, lineal super welterweight, WBC and lineal welterweight, and WBC super welterweight champions. Pacquiao achieved his amazing feat between 1998 and 2010, right? And he retired when he was 62-8, 2 draws, 39 knockouts. That was 7. He faced he turned pro in 95. He faced Eric Morales, Oscar De La Hoya, Juan Manuel Marquez 4 times, and Floyd Mayweather from this list. 2 wins and a loss against Morales, a win over De La Hoya, 2 wins, a draw, and a loss against Marquez. That wasn't right because the judges got some of them wrong, and a loss to Mayweather. He won 11 major world titles in total and is the only boxer to win the lineal championship in 5 divisions, right? And he's just the 3rd man to win major world championships. 3 in a boxing's original 8 weight classes at flyweight, featherweight, and welterweight. Okay, now let's look at these some of the guys with the most losses in boxing history. Since we talked about all these successful people that are winning all these championships in different classes, let's look at some of the unsuccessful ones, man. I mean unsuccessful. Man, this is going to be crazy. Okay, now I got to jump around on this. Man, I used 2 different things. Okay, first is Reggie Strickland. Okay, he's on. There's Reggie right there. That wasn't hard. Yeah, all the people that left should have stayed for this, man, because this is going to be good here. Some of the most unsuccessful boxers in history, some of the biggest losses in boxing history. First is Reggie Strickland. Okay, Reggie Strickland. Let me move that back. Let me take a drink. I told him to stick around, but hey. They want to go listen to who Ryan Garcia is beefing with on Twitter, who T.O. called a monkey? Go ahead. Everybody stay and get this good boxing history. But check this out. Reginald Strickland, okay? Make sure I got the right. Yeah, Reginald Strickland is first. Reginald Strickland had a record of 66 wins, 276 losses, 17 knockouts, and 17 draws, 14 knockouts. Yeah, you heard that right. 66 wins, 276 losses. Okay? Let's talk about Reginald. Strickland was the ultimate boxing journeyman. Raging Reggie started his career in 1987 in the middleweight division and continued until 2005. During a painful career, he got knocked out 26 times. He entered the ring 363 times, and lost a jaw-dropping 276 fights. Although he did manage to win 66 fights, Strickland was often used as a professional opponent for up-and-coming boxers and lost to them too. His half-brother, Jack Strickland, was also a welterweight who enjoyed a similarly unfruitful career, retiring in 2000 with a record of 13 wins, 122 losses. Okay, so these two brothers together, record was 79 wins and 398 losses between them. Okay, yeah, right. He lost 276. His brother lost 122, and his brother Jack was knocked out an incredible 78 times. But Reggie Strickland did manage to win a few titles, right, throughout his career, including the GBF super middleweight title. Never heard of it, the GBF. Now, what is that? He won that twice. Raging Reggie walked away from boxing with a record of 66 wins, 276 losses. He understood and took pride in his role as a journeyman. Strickland noted that it made more sense financially to continue fighting as a gatekeeper instead of trying to build an impressive winning streak, because you couldn't. You were so sorry. Strickland fought a few world champions during his career, nearly 20-year career, including Corey Spinks, Randall Bailey, and Tavares Cloud. Reginald Strickland, 66 wins, 276 losses. Okay, that's just the first one. We got more. Check it out. I told you about. We talked about all these successful champions that went through all these weight divisions. Now we're going to talk about the unsuccessful. Next is Semi Black. I couldn't find a picture, but guess what? I got his box rack. Look at his box rack. Okay. Oh Lord, Wait a minute. Let me get that out the way. So you can see his boxing record. Let me unpin that. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yeah, there we go. There's his box rate. 33 wins, 172 losses. Okay, semi-black. 33 wins, 172 losses, 3 draws, and 8 knockouts. Okay? Now, super lightweight, semi-black faced a few notable opponents during his career, including world champions Clarence Adams and Sean O'Grady. Black retired on a strong note, winning his last 4 fights. Wow. But the combined win-loss record of those opponents was 5-9. Black was knocked out 99 times during his career. Okay? So he had a record of 33 wins, 172 losses, 3 draws, 8 knockouts, and he was knocked out 99 times in his career. Semi-black. Okay? Next. I told you. Incredible, man. Next guy is Peter Buckley. Peter Buckley. There's Peter Buckley right there. On the right. On the right. And normally when I put a picture, I try to have the guy the picture is the profile we talking about, on the offensive, but I couldn't find nothing with Peter. Everything I found, he was getting hit upside the head. Now, Peter Buckley had a record of 32 wins, 256 losses, 12 draws, and 8 knockouts. Yeah. 32 wins, 256 losses for Peter Buckley. He was nicknamed the Professional. Peter Buckley was an English boxer who competed in the welterweight division from 1989 until 2008, competing in 300 professional fights. Buckley had a decent professional start, winning 6 of his 7 first fights, had a draw, right? In 1991, Buckley boasted a 17-10 record, but his career quickly declined, and he failed to win 2 consecutive fights in a row ever again. From 1992 to 1994, the professor went on a 17-fight losing streak until he finally landed a win against Con McMullen. Wonder what his record was. Buckley became a beloved fighter in his native England. He faced several world champions throughout his career, including Nassim Hamed, Johnny Bradall, Paul Engel, Kell Brook, and Acelino Freitas. Buckley was only stopped 8 times, despite losing over 200 fights. Buckley wrapped up his career in 2008 with a decision victory over Martin Muhammad, ending the last fight he won, ending an 86-fight losing streak. But he won his last fight. He was on an 86-fight losing streak, but he won his last fight. Yep. So give him his props. He didn't go out a loser. Okay? Next, Billy Smith. Next fighter was Billy Smith. There's Billy. Billy Smith had a record in his career. 13 wins, 145 losses, and 2 draws. 13 wins, 145 losses, and 2 draws, okay? Now, Smith developed a reputation on the UK circuit as a tough fighter. Smith wasn't afraid to face anyone, and even though he often lost, he was committed to giving maximum effort. Smith was only knocked out 7 times despite losing more than 130 fights. Smith faced Gavin Rees and Ashley Theophane, among others, okay? Billy Smith. Donnie Pendleton is next. Donnie Pendleton. Okay. Have to take the time. Donnie Pendleton. Here's Donnie Pendleton. Now, Donnie retired with a record of 13 wins, 167 losses, 6 draws, and 5 knockouts. 13 wins, 167 losses, 6 draws, and 5 knockouts. Okay? Now, Donnie Pendleton from Mississippi competed in the light heavyweight division from 1990 to 2009. He was nicknamed the Black Battle Cat. Pendleton won his first 3 professional fights, but spent the rest of the 90s suffering a succession of defeats. During the decade, he competed in 103 fights, winning only 6. He went 6-103 in the 90s. 6 wins, 103 losses. He secured his 4th professional win in 1992, right? Now, but he didn't win another fight for 4 years, suffering a remarkable 32-fight losing streak. He then beat that record with a 34-fight losing streak from 1996 to 1998. He did fight 34 times, though. Pendleton had a solid jab, but was physically overmatched in nearly every fight he was in. Pendleton faced world champions John Pascal, Dale Brown, Robin Reed, Mario Veet, Ruslan Chagaev, among others. Pendleton didn't beat any fighters with a winning record during his career. After 19 years of boxing, Pendleton finished off his career in 2009, losing his 35th consecutive fight, a TKO, to Ronson Frank. Okay? Donnie Pendleton retired with a record of 13 wins, 167 losses. Okay? Next is Kevin McCauley. Kevin McCauley. How come I can't find Kevin? Page 8. Oh, there he is. I couldn't find a picture of the last one. There's Kevin McCauley. That's Kevin. He actually won a fight. That's one of the fights he won. Kevin had a record of, he retired with a record of 15 wins, 224 losses, 12 draws. So I did find one of his 15 wins for his picture. 15 wins, 224 losses. That was his record. Now, McCauley embraced his role, having taken several fights on 48 hours notice, hundreds of miles away from his home. Now, having turned pro at 29 years old, McCauley knew that his age would probably prevent him from having a successful career. Did it? Wow, that's an understatement. But he wanted to prove to himself that he could be a professional boxer. You didn't prove it, Kevin. McCauley faced Frankie Gavin and Matthew Ryan, among others. So he retired with a record of 15 wins, 224 losses. Kevin McCauley. 15 wins, 224 losses. Next is Jerry Strickland. I couldn't find a picture of Jerry neither, I don't think. He don't deserve no picture. These guys were terrible, man. You couldn't find a picture of Jerry. I just put that to keep track, man. Jerry Strickland. Okay? Jerry had a professional record of 13 wins, 123 losses, with 5 knockouts. Jerry Strickland. 13 wins, 123 losses, 5 knockouts. Strickland's chin was a weakness, and he was often chosen as a prospect's debut opponent. He was knocked out over 70 times during his career. Strickland faced Hall of Famers Thomas Hearns, oh my God. Faced Hall of Famers Thomas Hearns and Hector Camacho. He also faced Randall Bailey. Wow. He finished his career with a record of 13 wins, 123 losses. Jerry Strickland. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, man. Bear with me for a minute. I done lost my chat. I got to be able to see the chat. There it is. It's back. Okay. Next one is Delroy Spencer. Delroy Spencer. What's up, Delroy? Okay, there's Delroy. He wasn't too much better than the rest of them. Now, Delroy had a record of 14 wins, 156 losses, with 3 draws. 14 wins, 156 losses, 3 draws. Okay? Bantamweight, Delroy Spencer faced many of the best UK fighters in the weight class, including Josh Warrington, Scott Quigg, and Terry Flanagan. Spencer tried to use a technical style, but he just wasn't skilled. Spencer had a 44-fight losing streak during his career, and he finished with 14 wins, 156 losses. Delroy Spencer. Jason Nesbitt is next. Jason Nesbitt. Now, Jason finished his career with a record of 10 wins, 198 losses, 4 draws, and 7 knockouts. 10 wins, 198 losses. Jason Nesbitt. Why do I keep hitting everything? Okay, stop it. There we go. Now, Nesbitt admits that his career didn't go the way he expected. I guess it didn't. But he's grateful for the life he made facing off with potential prospects, and still only won 10 and lost almost 200. Nesbitt faced British champions Gary Sykes, John Murray, Anthony Crowlow, and Gary Thornhill, among others. Having endured a rough childhood, Nesbitt is proud of what he's overcome. He won 10 fights, lost 198. Okay? A couple more to go. Christian Late is next. Christian Late. There's Christian. Christian Late. Right there. That's Christian on the bottom, I believe. Delivering the punch. Yeah. Christian got one in. Now, Christian had finished his career with a record of 12 wins, 279 losses, 9 draws. 12 wins, 279 losses. And that's the record for the amount of losses in a boxing career, 279. A couple other guys on the list didn't miss by much. Now, Late was a 15-year professional who fought in the lightweight division from 2003 to 2018. He was dubbed Mr. Reliable, meaning he was reliable to lose. Mr. Reliable. After making his debut in 2003, losing his first 5 fights. He picked up his first win in 2004 when he knocked out Jazz Verdie. He knocked off Jazz Verdie by decision. It was his only win for 2 years, as Late went on a 16-fight losing streak until he landed a second win in 2006. Throughout his career, Late never won 2 fights in a row. Late earned praise throughout his career for helping to evaluate talent. He faced over 70 boxers making their professional debut. Some of the notable opponents include Tommy Coyle, Tyrone Nurse, and Lewis Ritson. Late believed that his chin is a badge of honor, as he's only been knocked out 5 times, despite losing almost 300 fights. Late admits that he fell out of love with boxing in the middle of his career, but was thankful for the income it provided. After 15 long years, he hung up the gloves after losing his 279th fight, the most losses in boxing history. Okay, his historic record is 12 wins and 279 losses. Christian Late. And finally, Robin Deacon. Okay. Robin Deacon is the final one. And that was painful to listen to that, wasn't it? Oh. Wait a minute. Did I put Robin up there? No, that's Christian there. That's Robin Deacon right there, yeah. That's Robin. Okay, let's talk about Robin right quick. This is the final one. Now, Robin Deacon, he finished his career with a record of 2 wins and 53 losses. He was 2-53. I don't know what happened there. I hit something and the whole thing just went haywire. Am I still in brand? Yeah. There's Robin again. No, it ain't. Yeah. Now, he had a record of 2 wins and 53 losses. Called Britain's worst boxer ever. Now, listen to this one closely. Robin Deacon fought from 2006 to 2017, stinking up the lightweight division with a staggering run of losses. Now, he won his debut fight against Sean Walter by decision. He won his first fight out the gate, but he did not win another fight for 9 years, right? From 2007 until 2015, Deacon lost an astonishing 51 consecutive fights, including 12 by knockout. His boxing license was revoked for his own safety, right? In an interview with the Daily Mirror, Deacon stood by his boxing dreams, saying, "I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight my way back to the top," right? 2-53, but he's going to fight his way to the top. You'll see. That's what he said. Now, he won his first fight, but he haven't won his second one yet. It took him 9 years. Despite his horrendous record, Deacon never gave up. And when he won his second fight against Dennis Kornilov in 2015, Deacon called out his doubters after the win, saying, "All those people that called me Britain's worst boxer can eat their words. They just made me punch harder." So he was 1-53, now 2-53, getting ready to take over the division now. Yeah, 2-53, he got that second win. He getting ready to run through that division. He said everybody that said he was the worst boxer can eat their words. And then after taking a 2-year away from the sport, Deacon returned in 2017, losing twice that year. They gave his license back. I don't know why. And ended his career with a record of 2 wins and 53 losses. Yeah. Yeah, because one of the I didn't read the little thing I had for you, but it's okay. Because one of the non-glamorous yet important parts of boxing is the role of lower tier fighters. Often called journeymen, these fighters travel the circuit for little to no money and are often used as stepping stones. Many of these fighters know that they are overmatched from a talent perspective, but continue to fight on for passion, or to say that they were in the ring with a future champion, right? But having an extended career as a journeyman can lead to an extremely lopsided win-loss record. Yeah, some of these guys did. 279 losses is the record. Yep. Just thought that was a little interesting there, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we looked at 16 fighters that won titles in 4 more weight divisions, and 11 fighters with the worst records in boxing history. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I mean, they were terrible. The record for losses is 279. I believe the guy had 12 wins and 279 losses. The other guy was 2-53. They actually revoked his boxing license, but he must have got it back because he was back in there fighting. He won his first fight But guess what? He didn't win his second fight until 9 years later. Never won 2 fights in a row in his career. But when he got, and they said he was the worst boxer from Great Britain ever, but when he got that second fight, he started talking trash. He's like, he's gonna get ready to take over the division. I'm 2-53 now. Y'all said I was the worst fighter. Y'all can eat them words. I'm 2-53. Just terrible. But I appreciate everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I know the boxing in the States is Thursday. Maryland. Friday, this week's profile is the life and career of Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Don't miss that. That is going to be fire. You know, Sweet Pea, one of the greatest, arguably the greatest defensive fighter of all time. I say it's Willie Pep, but Sweet Pea is right up there with him. Yeah. Willie Pep won a round without throwing a punch one time. This one is on Ring Generalship. His opponent threw plenty of punches, but he couldn't hit Willie. Willie just dodged around, ducked every punch, made the man miss the entire round, and he told the reporters at ringside that he was going to do that. The third round, he was not going to throw a punch and he was going to win it, and he won it. The legendary Willie Pep. The greatest, I call him the greatest defensive fighter of all time. But Sweet Pea is right up there with him. And we're going to be discussing him Friday. Pernell Whitaker. Yeah, and the big raffle is over. I think Cut Creator won the air fryer. And Michael Garner won the iPad, Apple 10th generation iPad, and the Carnegie Bear headphone. He only had 21 chances in there. He had 7 block of 25. Counted 7 times 3, 21, yeah. And he took home 2 prizes. His prize is on the way. I just got Cut Creator's address today. As soon as I get off here, his prize will be on the way. Michael Garner's is due to arrive tomorrow, October 16th. Cut Creators will be there shortly, going out in about 30 minutes. We got Just Do Boxing coming up at 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right after me, 4 o'clock. Yeah. And I'm not sure what tomorrow's show is going to be yet, but tune in. It's going to be some good boxing history. I always like to take a show out of the chat, but I don't have it. So I'll come up with something. And what we got this weekend, we got Tim Tszyu is back in the ring for the first time since that bloodbath with Sebastian Fundora. He tried to get back in there against Virgil in August, but I knew that was too soon. Yeah. And he's back in there. That fight should have been stopped, man. That man lost a lot of blood. And Fundora was bleeding badly too. Yeah. That was a bloodbath, man. Fundora won it. And Tim Tszyu is fighting this weekend. And then next weekend is Regis and Jack Catterall. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay fight. This is Regis' first action since he lost his WBC belt to Devin Haney. Yeah. Regis Prograis back in there next weekend. That could be a good fight. Jack Catterall ain't bad. He beat Josh Taylor twice, but they gave it to Josh the first time. I thought Jack won it. But it was a good close fight. Second fight was similar, but the second fight, Jack kind of took his foot off the gas in the first one, but they made a concerted effort that he wasn't doing that in that second fight, yeah. And he pulled that one out. Because it cost him in the first fight. I don't know why fighters do that, man. You got to dig down deep in them championship rounds, right? Because close fight like that, it comes down to that, like Saturday. But Bivol couldn't help it because Beterbiev just took his offense away from him in those championship rounds because he was on him. That pressure, man, just got to Bivol. He got very hesitant to throw at the end because, he didn't want to get knocked out. And Bivol was on him. And Bivol got a great poker face, though, because he was hurt several times, but he never showed it. But, yeah. Great fight, though. A lot of people saying they didn't live up to the hype because they were expecting a devastating knockout. But I think it was a great fight. Yeah. I wasn't expecting no devastating knockout. I was expecting exactly what happened. A good competitive 12-round fight. Now people are already talking about the rematch. Beterbiev gonna knock him out by destruction. They never learn, man. Talking about the destructive knockout already. Why? Didn't you see the fight Saturday? It's probably gonna be very similar, the next fight. But you know, I don't know. But yeah, Beterbiev won it. When I watched it again, Bivol didn't have enough output in the last few rounds because Beterbiev just shut him down, man. And you know, Bivol buzzed him a few times, but every time Bivol buzzed him, Beterbiev just came right back with his offense. You know, he really used offense as a defense every time he got buzzed. Bivol couldn't follow up because all the stuff was coming back at him. And one time he got him hurt and tried to go in, and Bivol caught him. So Beterbiev, you know, Bivol buzzed Beterbiev, and Beterbiev caught him with something. So yeah, great fight though. I hope we get the rematch. Don't just let a great fight like that stand like that. Like I said earlier, if that was back like the 80s, around those eras, the fight was started, they might already had a rematch scheduled. You know, they didn't just let stuff like that stand. A great fight like that. Yeah, and everybody gonna make money. People gonna want to see that again. You know, another Riyadh season. I think Turki Ali Sheikh had some money on that because he looked worried, man. He looked like he was concerned about the outcome of that fight. Yeah. And you know, if he had some money, he had some big money on it. Turkey. But yeah, I think he was pulling for Beterbiev. But get it soon because Beterbiev, when will he be 40? This year? Or early next year? Because you know, Father Time can show up at any time, man. You know? One day you can be going strong and doing fine, and the next thing you know, Father Time is hello. And that's it for you. Father Time is undefeated. Okay? Father Time beat Ali. Father Time beat all of them. Sugar Ray, all of them. What happened with Sugar Ray against Hector Camacho? He got stopped for the first time in his career. Did you see Ali versus Holmes? They had to stop it. Father Time. So they better get that fight soon because Beterbiev ain't gonna be able to beat Father Time either. I don't care how hard he punch. You don't punch hard enough to beat Father Time, okay? So, and then if Bivol beats him and he's 40, I don't want to hear the excuses about he aged him out, he's 40 and all that kind of dumb shit. I don't want to hear that. I don't know, Remo, when Tevin versus Zepeda. I thought Tevin was fighting the other guy. The young guy. But I don't know when that is. And Jarrell says Bivol grew on. Yeah. It's gonna be good. I just hope they make it and you know, make it for both of their next fight. You know, that's how it needs to happen. Because like I was saying earlier, nowadays they just let great fights hang out there. Katie Taylor and who was it? Michaela Mayer or Chantel Cameron? One of them. I can get them mixed up. Now they had two great fights last year. Both of them were majority decisions. Both were each other's first loss. Had trilogy written all over. Then they just walked away from it. How can you just leave two fights like that out there, man? Come on. That's crazy. Neither fighter should have been satisfied after that. Both of them each other's first loss. Majority decision. Both fights, one judge had it a draw. Majority decision. And they just walked away from that. Just left it like that. Okay, so, you know, I'm not sure whether Beterbiev and Bivol are going to have a rematch or not. That's how they do it nowadays. At least we getting the big heavyweight rematch. Who y'all got this time, Fury or Usyk? A lot of people say Usyk going to do it again to him, you know. I don't know. If Fury come out there and fight like he fought earlier and don't be playing, because he was out there playing around and carrying on. You know, remember? So I don't know why he did that for Undisputed. But Usyk wasn't undisputed long. Would they strip him later that same night when he won it? Damn. Why did they strip him? He was fighting for Undisputed. I don't understand it. But Triple D got that now. That's what Anthony Joshua and Triple D was fighting for, that IBF belt that they took from Usyk. They stripped from Usyk. Damn. But at least, they stripped him. But they can't take 2 division Undisputed from him because he had that. It might not have been a whole 24 hours, but he had it. Okay, it's only 5 of them. The GOAT got it first. Clarissa Shields, and then Bud did it, remember? Remember, Katie Taylor and the Monster did it a month apart last year. Katie got her 2nd division in November, and the Monster got his in December. And then Usyk. Usyk was short-lived, but he can say he was a 2 division 4 belt Undisputed. And we got the first ever at 175 Saturday. Yeah. I believe Michael Spinks was 2 belt. Michael Spinks had the WBA and the WBC back early in the 80s. That's all we had then. So he was 2 belt Undisputed. But yeah, we got 4 belt now. Artur Beterbiev, the Monster. Yeah. He was hitting Bivol in the gloves and knocking Bivol's gloves back into his face, and all that was hurting. But again, a great fight. I hope we get it again. This weekend, like I said, it's Tim Tszyu is back in there. We got Tank and Lamont Roach. When is that? Tank and Lamont Roach. When is that fight? Is it November? Lomachenko, he was getting ready to get his biggest payday. Get that Tank stimulus check, and got scared and retired. And all the people running around talking about Tank was ducking Loma and all that. What happened? Watermelon-headed Tim Bradley. He hadn't liked Tank since. Remember, Tank said he didn't belong when Tim Bradley first went to the Hall of Fame. Tank was like, what? He don't belong in no Hall of Fame. Tim Bradley has been dogging Tank ever since then, hating on him. Yeah. But Tim Bradley don't know what he's talking about half the time. But he's a very knowledgeable boxing guy. You catch him off for ESPN on other platforms, he talks sense. But he gets those talking points on ESPN that he have to say. You see, Andre Ward ain't on there no more, right? Andre got tired of following them, those talking points. But Tim is a company man. Big old water-headed, shiny-faced company man. That's Tim. Back in slavery times, Tim Bradley would have worked in the house. I would have been out in the field sweating. Tim would have been in the house. Yes, master. What you want me to do now, master? Master, they talking about escaping down there. That would have been Tim Bradley. Keeping it 100. But yeah, and then not a bad word to say about Loma. We thought we was getting a fight. First, he wasn't in the mood, but he had fights. Now he retiring. Before his biggest payday ever. Nobody retires when they get ready to get a Tank payday. Retire after the payday, not Loma. Loma did not want his last image of him to be of him laying on that mat. He did not want to go out like that. He said, I'll sacrifice that big stimulus check. I don't want to be laying on, but last thing y'all remember me by is laying on that mat. Because that's where he was hitting. And he knew it. He retired because he didn't want to get stopped. Okay? End of story. Why else would somebody retire when they about to get their biggest payday? Been in the sport all this time. This is what you've been there fighting for. A Tank payday. And then when you're getting ready to get it, all of a sudden you retire. But big watermelon-headed, shiny-faced Tim Bradley ain't got nothing to say about that. He want a dog Tank. Tank the one ready and willing to fight. What about your boy? Lomachenko. Got scared and retired. Is he retired? Or will he get past the Tank situation and come back and fight somebody else? I wouldn't be surprised. Scared ass. Yeah. Yeah. Tim is knowledgeable. Yeah. What's up, BN Boxing News? I didn't know you was in here, BN Boxing News. Salute. But yeah. But we still getting the good fights though, man. You know. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. Remo says basketball. But boxing is one-on-one, man. Basketball, you can take a break and send Charlie in off the bench and to give me a break. But boxing, you can't do that. You get 1 minute break between rounds, and when that bell rings, you got to get on back out there. Or if you can't come back out there, you lose. That's what makes it so great. It's one-on-one. Your corner can shout instructions and all that, but they on the outside looking in. It's just you and another man or the woman in there. That's what makes it the greatest sport of them all. You don't get to say, Coach, I need a break. I'm gonna come sit over there and drink some Gatorade. You got to battle without, man. It takes tough people to go between them ropes, men and women, man. Go up them steps and climb between them ropes. I ain't never did it. Takes a special kind of person, makeup to do that, man. Yeah. I never called a boxer trash. I call people like Kambosos sea level, but I wouldn't call them trash. You know. But yeah, no boxer is trash. Because I wouldn't get in there with none of them. Hell no. Unless I can take my Louisville Slugger in there with me. I ain't going in there and throw no hands with none of them. Nope. But I appreciate everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We got Just Do Boxing coming up next. Got another historic show coming up tomorrow. Anybody have any shows that they would like to see? Put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the chat. And we'll discuss it. BN said Tank didn't want to pay him his worth. Okay. Yeah. He should have negotiated. But Remo says Bivol took break 10-12. Yeah, that's what happened. But he had no choice, Remo, because Beterbiev was putting that pressure on him, and Bivol just took his offense away from him in them championship rounds. Bivol had his hands in his pockets because he knew what was coming back every time he let a punch go. Beterbiev, man, is pressure. You put pressure in the dictionary, put a picture of Beterbiev by it. So Bivol did not want to let those hands go at the end of that fight, man, because he was feeling that stuff, you know. And he knew he could not continue to take those punches for 12 rounds, so he just stopped throwing. He limited his offense, right? And he said in the interview, they asked him what he would do next time. He said more movement. I guess he's talking about the later rounds. I don't know. He needed to throw more punches, but he couldn't because he would have got knocked out. Beterbiev is just a master. Any young boxer want to know how to cut the ring off? Watch a Beterbiev fight, man. Because he stays on you. He doesn't follow you. He cuts the ring off, right? You don't follow. You just get in between the boxer in the direction they're going. Just get right in between them. And what he was doing, he kept easing Bivol back to the ropes. And damn near every time he got him against those ropes. But Bivol was good at escaping. He had good escapability. I got to give him that. But Beterbiev is a master at cutting that ring off. But it was just a great fight, man. I hope we get it again. I think it'll be another decision. You couldn't be mad either way. It wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a robbery at all. It was a great fight. You know, the judges got it right. Crush the legend. What's up, Crush? Salute. And hopefully we'll get it again. Soon. Don't wait until the man gets 40, but I don't know. When does he turn 40? Is it late this year or next year? I know it's coming up. And you know, Father Time. Like I said, Father Time got all of them. Father Time beat Ali. He beat Sugar Ray, Duran, Hearns, Joe Louis, Holmes. Father Time beat all of them. Except Rocky Marciano. He had sense enough to get the hell out of there with his 40-something and 49 and 0. Rocky said, I'm not fooling with you, Father Time. I'm gone. And got out. But Ali, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray, Duran, all of them want to hang around and test Father Time. Father Time has something for every one of them. So I want to get this fight this January, you know. They could be back in there by January. Both of the guys in good shape. They look like the type of fighters that walked around at the optimal weight where they go in camp. They're not spending time in camp trying to get on weight. Just the natural progression of training puts them on weight because they walk around at that optimal weight. You know what I mean? Where they go into camp just training, gets them right down to where they need to be. They ain't got to spend all this time in there running and sweating and all that trying to get down to weight. Like neither one of those guys, man. Stay in shape. He could drop Beterbiev or Bivol in any era and they could compete. Either one of them. But I wouldn't go so far as Johnny Nelson talking about the winner going to be the best light heavyweight of all time. He must never heard of Michael Spinks or Bob Foster, Dick Tiger, all of them great heavyweights, man. Come on, Johnny Nelson. Johnny was drinking Kool-Aid that day. But appreciate everybody. We got Just Do Boxing coming up next. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We got another historic boxing show coming up tomorrow. Tune in, see what it's about. Okay? Crush the Legend. BN Boxing News. I'm on the wrong page. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Ray Patterson, Just Do Boxing. Jarrell Hattie, Dark Kent, not Clark Kent, Dark Kent. Let's Talk Fashion. Taking a break. Be back on October 23rd. That's next week, just 1 week. Mrs. Just Do, we'll give them a week, but that's it. No more. Be back next Wednesday, damn it. Melanin Queen 27. Real Prison Talk with Tommy, Mike Mazik, Al Booger, and Miss Cass. Really appreciate everybody rocking with me today. And I'll be back tomorrow because you know, if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all of that boxing history. Just Do Boxing straight ahead. Cast forth the Boxtorian.